Hey, good morning, Jill. How are you today?
I'm good, Yayoi. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for taking your time to speak with me today. I have some questions. First of all, please tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am living in Columbia County part-time and in New York City part-time, and I am the co-founder of Columbia County Reduces Waste BYO, Bring Your Own. And it was working with a group of people who are just so tired of knowing that plastics are just polluting our environment and with the toxins that they have, that we wanted to do something. And we felt that an easy something to do was to sign up restaurants or cafes and all kinds of establishments that where we could bring our own, whether it, and we're working on, the first thing we thought we'd do is bring our own containers, our mugs, because that's an easy thing to do. And I think most of the establishments we went into loved it because A, it saves them money, and B, it shows people that they're really concerned about the environment and want to be green. So it's a win-win-win. And the final win is that we reduce the amount of waste we're creating. So it was a very good way to go to start off to do something about this environmental plastic crisis.
Awesome. Yeah, that completely makes sense. And I also feel that because recent studies shows that every time you get drinks, hot acidic drinks like coffee in plastic mugs or mugs coated with plastics, cups like paper cups coated with plastic, it releases billions of plastic particles, that invisible nanoparticles, and we are drinking it. And so we are drinking basically micro nanoplastics in those cups, and it's a clear health threat to us. So I think it's really important what you're doing, and thank you for participating in the BYO US Reduces network.
Yeah,
And
I want to also add to that. I recently, not recently, but a couple of months ago, I found that those plastic coatings also have PFAS. So that is a forever chemical, and that is something that we definitely don't want to be drinking and bringing into our body.
exactly. And a hot acidic drink like coffee is a really that it really releases those microplastics that's like loaded with all kinds of toxins, including PFAS. Yeah, so definitely. Um, Jill, I heard that you are on a really fun campaign these days, and I want you to tell me about it and share with the world.
Well, this goes back to when I was driving back from Connecticut a few months ago, and we stopped off at a gas station to use the restroom and get some get some coffee and get some snacks. And I brought in my mug, my BYO mug, and I said to the attendant, "Can I have a cup of coffee?" And the person looked at me. He said, "No, I can't give you, I can't use you can't use that. It's against corporate policy. I would be fired if I put our coffee in your mug." And he said, "But what I could do is put the coffee in our cup and you could pour it into your mug." And I looked at him and I said, "Well, this is crazy." First, you're going to throw away the cup. And secondly, I don't want plastics getting into the coffee, then going into my mug. So I went back and I said, "Well, what can I do about this?" And I said, "Well, let me write to whoever's in charge of Dunkin' Donuts and talk about this ludicrous policy that they have." So I started looking at Dunkin' Donuts. Well, Dunkin' Donuts isn't owned by Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts is part of a very big conglomerate and multinational conglomerate called Inspire Brands. And Inspire Brands not only owns Dunkin', but they own Baskin Robbins, they own Buffalo Wild Wings, they own Arby's, and a whole bunch of other fast food establishments. And it's not only in the US, but it's all over the world. And when I looked down and I looked up, what's their corporate income? Over $32 billion. I said, "Oh my God, this is huge." But it's also what would happen if we could get to the corporate people who make these policy decisions and say, we urge you to join other groups and other businesses that are moving away from plastic and reducing waste. So that's how this campaign started.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. You know, Dunkin' Donuts are very quite notorious among BYO activists, and we keep hearing, you know, people having problems at those Dunkins, and it is absolutely ridiculous that they put the coffee was in like a plastic coated cup and then pour it in your like it makes absolutely no sense. So we are so excited that you started this campaign, and we are supporting it every step of the way, and we're gonna post this on YouTube and other platforms, and hopefully more people will notice and sign on your letter, and hopefully we will gain traction and before we submit it finally to the corporate communication director. You know,
Yeah, and
the letter you wrote.
yeah, and I was, you know, when I was looking at whom to write to, because you can't, I was going to call the company, you can't call them. I mean, there's no phone number to call them. They're down in Atlanta, Georgia. And then I was looking at, well, who should I write to? The CEO, he wasn't, he's, I think Paul Brown, he wasn't listed directly. But then there was a Christopher Fuller, who was the Chief Impact Officer, and he had been given an award a few years ago saying that their corporation does good things. And, you know, I'm not quoting exactly, but that they are, you know, they are doing good things, and the award was for being a good citizen. And it was like, they're a good citizen, and yet they have this corporate policy. Where's the disconnect here? You know, let's urge them to be the good citizen that they say they are, and change their corporate policy so they could begin to reduce waste and get the plastics out of our lives and make us healthier, allow us to be healthier because we're bringing our own.
Yes, yes. BYO is an issue of civil liberty at this point, to reduce waste and also to protect our health. We don't want to be drinking plastics, period. Yes. Thank you so much, Joe.
Well, nice talking to Yayoi, and I want to say thank you for all the work that you do in Ithaca as head of Ithaca Reduces and Zero Waste Ithaca, and for your organizing for the network, the U.S. Reduces Network. We need that network, and I'm so grateful to you and the other people who have formed that network, where we have a voice and we can have some impact. It's really important.
Oh, thank you so much, Joe. It's so kind of you. And same thing back to you. And everyday people like us will make a difference. Let's go.
We are trying. We're trying.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.